Good morning, afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are having the day you deserve to have, for sure. I'm gonna give it a minute before we jump into this today, but touch base with everybody. So how y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing good. I don't know why my camera's doing that. That's weird. Huh. Anyway. Hopefully Clockwork makes it. We'll see. We shall see. What's up, Ottawa? How you today, my brother? Much love for you too, bro. What's up, Ben? How you doing today, bro? Just today's Awareness Monday, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. Let me get this banner off here. That was for a different stream. There we go. That's a better banner. Viprin, what's up, bro? It's been a minute, man. It's always good to see you in here, my friend. Always good to see you, my friend. Much freaking love. Did you ever get your video card or whatever you need to figure it out, bro, or what, man? I miss having you come around singing and shit, bro. I miss having conversations with you, bro. I normally don't do that on Awareness Monday, but you know. But let's see that face, brother. Get your butt up here, bro. Viprin, the world better watch out now. Viprin's got his computer back. Nice. Loving it, Viprin. Loving it. You got to subscribe up to my other channel now, bro. Ottawa, if you're still here, can you grab my other channel link and drop it in the chat, please? I got to do something real quick. Hang on, everybody. Sorry, I was kind of rushed for time this morning. I having a good conversation over at Charlie Sending Love's live stream. We got talking about CPS and all that stuff. And no, James, not my OnlyFans link, my channel, my G2K. I'm the real G2K channel link. I don't need everybody on YouTube joining my OnlyFans shit, bro. Come on, man. You keep that up, you're not going to get paid this week, James. Okay? Think about it. Behave, James. Behave, James. Where you at? Right there? Behave, James. Fucking jackass. That was supposed to be kept a secret, James. Now I'm gonna have to change my stage name and everything on OnlyFans, bro. Thanks, man. That's a solid right there. Good looking out, bro. Good looking out, bro. Oh shit. All right. Here and here. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Miss Charlie. How you doing, sweetheart? Miss Charlie says, "Hey, Miss New Booty. Hey, Charlie. Back that ass up, girl. Back that ass up, girl." You know what I mean? Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't think Clockwork's going to be here. He might show up in a little bit. We'll see. Yes, here and then here. Here. Oh, my eyes are dry and itchy this morning. There he is.
What's up?
Vibrant.
What's up, man? What's up?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay. I haven't been on really. Oops, I gotta close that. I haven't been on since for a while, so I've got to
Yeah,
fix
it's
everything
been 6 months.
again.
It's been 6 months, bro.
Yeah, I know. I've got
It's good to see. My wife's
to.
in the background saying it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Vibrant.
Yeah, it's nice to see you guys. I've been waiting to see you go live, man. I
Yeah,
guess.
well, I did. I started a second channel too. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep this. I'm trying to keep this channel here for serious stuff only, and a new channel for all the fun and bullshit. You know what I mean?
I'm subscribing right now. Oh no, wait, that's not that one.
At I'm the real G2K.
Okay.
Right here. I just posted on the screen. There you go. All right. Now that that's taken care of, let me bounce out of here and we will get started. How about that? You ready for this? Because this is a serious topic this morning, Vibrant.
Yeah, it's all your topic, man. Go ahead. If you have any questions for me for anything, I can talk as much as
And,
possible, but it's all you.
and feel free to chime in at any point in time if you got something to say. Just be like, G2K, shut up for a second. I want to say something.
Okay.
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 All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you're at in the world. I appreciate it. Today is Awareness Monday, and today we'll be talking about the system that fails them. They say the system's broken, but I say it's built this way because broken things get fixed. And this, well, the machine just keeps running. It keeps turning and it keeps eating. And the ones it feeds on are our children. See, we built a nation that punishes the wounded and protects the wolves. We hand out second chances to monsters who never earned a first, and we call it rehabilitation. But what it really means is rotation. They serve time, walk out, and the next child in line becomes their sentence. The system doesn't fail them, it feeds them. Fails them or fills them, builds walls high enough to hide the truth, but never high enough to stop what's crawling beneath it. Because behind every statistic is a scar. Behind every case number is a name that used to laugh. And behind every procedure, there's a kid screaming for help in a language the law forgot how to speak. We talk about reform, but what about rebirth? We talk about justice, but tell me, where's justice when a 7-year-old has to testify about nightmares they still live in? Where's justice when the court gives a predator probation because they have potential? Potential for what? Another victim? This is Awareness Monday, and today we're peeling back the skin of the system, layer by layer, policy by policy, and lie by lie, until the truth stands naked in front of the world. Because we can't fight what we don't face. And we can't save children if we keep protecting the systems that destroy them. So buckle in. This isn't entertainment. It's education soaked in truth and gasoline, ladies and gentlemen. And by the end of this hour, you'll see exactly what I see. The system doesn't just fail our children, it feeds on them. What do you think? What do you think, Labrin?
Um, I think it's true. I mean, shit, I actually was talking about this the other day when I was in therapy about even about my past, which what my past isn't. It's just a physical abuse. So, but still, like even how much I was failed by when I was growing up, because we're trying to deal with about 30 years of trauma that I haven't dealt with since I was like a little. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, right? So
Yeah, it's
even
brutal, man.
crying out for help, people don't listen. You know, it's been like that for years. People don't know how to. Even professionals don't know um, how to listen.
Yeah,
Basically,
yep, yep. I agree. I agree, Viper, 100%. So let's get into it. Imagine a little body across from you, hands small, knees tucked, eyes the size of bowls. Imagine their voice, a thread of sound, a thread of sound that's swallowed by fluorescent lights and waiting rooms and paperwork. Sounds pretty inviting, don't it? Sounds pretty inviting, don't it? Imagine that child saying three words. It's happening, please. You you call the number, the CPS number, you type the report, you tell the person on the line everything you heard. The names, the times, the smell of the place, the way the child flinches when somebody steps to the left. You hand your trust to a system that says, "We'll look into it." We say system and we draw pictures of it like it's a building. Concrete and safe, glass windows, men and women with keys. But what if the system is a house of mirrors? What if the keys open more rooms for abusers than they do for justice? Today, right now, we're going to walk through those rooms. We're going to name them. We're going to list the ways the people who are supposed to stop the hurt end up paper end up pampering it over. We're going to tell the stories the system blurs under intake forms and insufficient evidence. We're going to speak truth loud enough to wake juries, judges, caseworkers, and neighbors. Section 1. What we know. Facts that matter. Okay? Let's start with what we know. Cold numbers that are not cold to the mothers and fathers and children living them. In the last federal report year, the year they measured across states and counties and phone lines, there were more than 500,000 children identified as victims of abuse and neglect. More than 500,000 children whose maps of childhood are lit up with danger. That is not a statistic. That is a collection of small bodies who needed someone to act. You will hear people say most children are safe. That's true. And it's also the wrong argument. Most doesn't matter when you're the one kid who trusts and is betrayed. We cannot make safety a competition of numbers. Safety is a promise we break at our own peril. What else do the reports tell us? They tell us the sexual abuse didn't disappear. Child sexual abuse and online exploitation rose. The web becoming a hunting ground. Images, videos, URLs, millions of digital traces that are proof and prison at once. The internet changed the scale of exploitation. When hunters moved online, the maps of danger multiplied immensely. And inside the investigatory rooms, the child protective services, the law enforcement units, the forensic interview centers, workers are human, overwhelmed, underpaid, and burned out. Forensic interviewers who sit with children while the most terrible truth is spoken carry secondary trauma. They carry what children tell them into rooms they sleep in at night. The system expects them to be neutral witnesses and keeps giving them more than anybody should carry. These are not the bones of the problem. Enormous need, enormous digital evidence, human responders stretched to breaking. That's the landscape. But it's what the system doesn't do on that landscape that kills hope. Section 2, where the system breaks. Casework, bureaucracy, and human cost. What's up, Miss Gothy? Thanks for being here, sweetheart. I appreciate it. I really got to pace this one out because last night was kind of rough for me, and it's carried over into today. And this stuff gets me heated and infuriates me, and it's it's hard on me, man. Let's walk into a CPS office. There is a phone. There is a desk. There is an intake worker whose agency is doing everything it can with less than it needs. The intake worker reads the phone call, clicks boxes, screened in, screened out, further actions required, insufficient evidence. These are all excuses they are using. Insufficient evidence. 4 syllables, like a clinical diagnosis. But inside those words can be a child's broken trust, a family suffering, a promise undone. I don't know how many of you have read a CPS file, but you should read one. Find a place where the notarized signatures meet together, and you'll see the art of distance. Redactions, acronyms, initials. You'll feel the absence, trust me. One of the ways the system fails is by centering evidence in ways that children cannot meet. Children rarely produce neat physical proof. The abuse happens in rooms behind closed doors. The only witness is the child's trembling voice. A child's testimony child's testimony must live in the gray. Professionals who demand bright, perfect proof in a world made of shadows will call it unprovable. And then return the child to the dark. Paperwork becomes a shield that protects abusers because paperwork says no proof, no action. The child says, I told them. The worker says, no corroboration. The system says, case closed. Way too many times. And it isn't just the paperwork. It's the system's priorities. Reputation, institutions, insurance. Schools trying to hide scandal. Employers employers shielding powerful abusers. Institutions that circle the wagon to protect themselves before they protect kids. How many times have we heard it? We must protect the institutions. Okay, babe. Translation: protect the person accused who pays or prays or coaches or writes the checks. The system is designed to be procedural. Procedure is not the same as justice. Procedure can be followed and still end up in betrayal. Children who report and are not believed internalize a horror that doubles them over. Children who are returned to dangerous homes learn that courage gets punished. Courage becomes a liability. The result is re-traumatization by the very adults and systems supposed to heal them. And then there are the criminal justice failures. Hang on. Sorry, my son called. Where is I at? Okay. And then there's the criminal justice failures. Investigations stall, forensic evidence gets mishandled, leads are not pursued. When the FBI or local agencies fail to act on time, power remains unaccountable. Audits have shown the kind of institutional failures that leaves cases uninvestigated or delayed by years. Even when victims wait and wait for someone to do the job they were hired to do. Let's be real, delays kill. Not in the literal sense always, but in the sense that delays let abusers breathe. They let them groom new children. They let them continue to walk free. The process that will eventually decide a child's fate often moves slower than the abuser does. Another point where the system fails: reunification policies. The stated goal, and a good one in principle, is family preservation. Reunification assumes the family can be fixed, and often reunification is the right call. Too often, though, reunification becomes a checkbox for a court, an insurance policy for an agency's liability, and clears officials and responsibility for what comes next. When reunification is rushed, or when follow-up services are inadequate, children can be returned to harm. This isn't conspiracy talk. These are patterns that come out of reports and audits. They are patterns we ignore at the cost of children's lives. The liberal use of doubt, culture, shame, and disbelief. We live in a culture that loves doubt. Doubt is the elegant thing to wield at cocktail parties. We must be careful. We don't want false accusations. I get it. False accusations ruin lives. They are real and ugly and deserve rigorous investigation. But here's the truth nobody wants pasted on a billboard. False allegations are rare compared to the frequency and unaddressed abuse. If you choose doubt as your default response when a child tells you of harm, you are choosing institutional comfort over a child's safety, and that's messed up. Shame anchors the child's silence, and doubt anchors the adult's inaction. Those two anchors are a double shackle. We teach kids to be polite. We teach them to obey. We teach them to fear making adults uncomfortable. We call that good behavior, but those lessons become tools predators use. And when a child finally breaks and says, help, that same culture, the culture that values reputation and comfort over confrontation, will gaslight the child, treat them as attention-seeking, and confused as delusional. It's easier for institutions to manage reputations than it is to manage accountability. It's easier to pass a child hand to hand than it is to dismantle a powerful network. This is the undercurrent of disbelief. An entire theology of doubt that flows through schools, sports leagues, churches, and agencies. And it doesn't look dramatic. It looks bureaucratic and polite. But the effect is the same as a fist. With the growth of technology, well, we just call this one digital hell. How technology magnified it. We need to talk about the internet the way we talk about the weather. It's here. It's changing everything, and we're not built for what it does. We're not. Child child sexual abuse material exploded online, or CSAM, images and videos that follow children for decades. Once an image exists on the web, it is nearly immortal. It spreads, it's copied, it's exported. It becomes forever evidence and forever trauma for the child trapped inside the pixel. Tech companies report huge numbers of suspected child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. The reports the reports to the reports to clearinghouses are in the tens of millions, ladies and gentlemen. That's not just more detection, it's proof that predators have become industrialized. When the web expands the supply chain of abuse, the system that was built to respond locally is overwhelmed globally. As the scale of exploitation grew, the state and federal systems tried to catch up, but the pace of adaptation is slower than the pace of crimes committed in real time across countries and continents. Investigations Investigation is multi-jurisdictional. Evidence lives on servers owned by companies in other countries. The resources required to follow those threads are enormous. As investigators fight these fights, children continue to sit in waiting rooms. They continue to face their abusers in the same house or the same text thread. Online exploitation and offline betrayal are two parts of a single machine. We cannot fix one without confronting the other. It's inevitable. It's got to be that way. 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I needed to get a smoke. And I'm going to read some of this why I smoke off camera because I don't want to smoke on camera on here. Voices we never hear, survivor stories, and the quiet truth. Okay. Let me read you a voice that shakes me. The voice of a child who's tired, and the system that kept them quiet. I told the teacher. She called the office. The man from the office called my mother, then asked me to meet in the principal's room. I said I was scared. The man wrote my words down and then said, maybe you meant something else. I left class and went home. The lights in my house were the same. My hand still felt wrong. I tried to call the number they said, but the line was busy. When police came, they asked me so many questions, and I felt like I had to say what they wanted to hear. They told me not to tell my friends. Crazy, huh? Listen how the ordinary language is. Maybe you meant something else. Bureaucratic phrasing, right? Soft violence. I got you, bro. What's up, Raider Rich?
What's up, bro? What's up, man? Look, man. I mean, you know what? Like, normally, I'm asleep right now, but I just had a bad fucking morning, bro. Like, what these fucking panels do. So, you know what? I mean, look, you know what? I just came here to, just hang out, man. It's
All
all
right,
good.
you're always welcome over here, Raider Rich. You know I got you, bro.
Yeah. Well, look. So, but hey, man. How's my audio, bro? Is it all right?
Yeah, your audio is good, man. It's good.
All right. Yep. It's. I mean, Well, I mean, we're up now, right? So like, so what's this? So what's this fucking libel?
This is Awareness Monday. This is Awareness Monday
All
today.
right, all right, all right.
We're talking about the system that fails children, you know.
Yeah.
So,
It sure
but
does, man. Shit, man.
it does,
That's the
and it's
bullshit right
heartbreaking.
there, bro.
Yep, it really does.
Man.
So, listen to the ordinary. Listen to the ordinary. The language. Listen to how ordinary the language is. Maybe you meant something else. Bureaucratic phrasing and soft violence, right? Those voices are in the are in the margins of reports. They are the small paragraphs with initials in police reports. The shorthand that hides a child's full truth. When the system interviews children, forensic interviews, law enforcement interviews, those interviews are supposed to be neutral, structured, and sensitive. They are also moments of extreme stress for a child. Research and interviews with kids who have been through forensic centers show us the process is often traumatic, even when done by good people. The system must protect children from re-traumatization, but too often it doesn't. There are children who grow up into adults whose lives were stolen by the time the system fixed itself. Sometimes it's far too late. Their education, relationships, and mental health all ravaged. They pay with a lifetime. This is not abstract. This is the sound of spoons clattering in the kitchen at 2 a.m. This is the smell of bleach on a mattress washed because the report said no visible injuries. This is the child who grows into a parent and is paralyzed by the fear that their child will suffer the same fate. That's right there for me. What's up, Charbatty? Miss Gothy says CPS will also lie falsified documents to get what they want because CPS is just a money hungry system. I fully agree, Miss Gothy, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually fucking facts.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
My sister was a victim of that exact same thing with her kids. Yeah. Section 6. The people who try. Who to believe and how to fix. There are heroes in the rooms too. There are forensic interviewers who stay up at night haunted by what they've heard. These are caseworkers. There are caseworkers who make calls and sit in courtrooms and cry in their cars because the system will not bend to what they know is right. There are prosecutors who take on cases knowing they might lose, but they press because it's the right thing. But heroism cannot be the entire plan. We cannot rely on saints inside broken institutions. The system must be re-engineered, restructured, and redone. So here is the part where we stop being only enraged and become strategic. We are survivors and advocates. We are neighbors and friends. We are people who can demand change. These are not rhetorical. These are fixes we should be able to demand from our local and federal governments, from institutions, and from ourselves. 1. Fund and staff child protection property. Agencies are under-resourced. When the intake worker has 20 open cases, mistakes happen. When forensic interviewers are running on empty, interviews suffer. When investigators don't have tools to pursue cross-jurisdictional evidence, predators exploit that gap. We must fund specialized units, provide mental health support for staff, and build teams that can follow the digital trail. It's absolutely imperative. If we can't do those basic things, it's going to stay the way it is and just only get worse. Step 2, make belief the default, not gullibility. But a trauma-informed assumption. When a child discloses, treat them as if they are telling the truth until strong evidence indicates otherwise. That means better training for police, teachers, and court staff. It means forensic interviews that reduce suggestibility and maximize child-centered questioning. Absolutely. Step 3, improve interagency coordination. Child protection isn't just CPS. It's schools, law enforcement, medical providers, mental health services, judges, and forensic centers. Every single one of those points must be connected by a clear path of action. No more pressing send into a black hole of referrals, because that's what happens far too often. Miss Gothy says, "Oh, I know. My daughter was taken when she was 11 weeks old. They falsified documents. I won't get to see her until she's 18. That's fucked up, and we should see if we can help you out with that." I'm so sorry you have went through that, though, Miss Gothy. Exactly, Charlie. Step 4, protect whistleblowers and demand transparency. When an institution buries a calm, when institutions bury a claim, the people with the courage to speak must be protected. And when claims are made, families should be able to see timelines and status, not the redacted black boxes that make people suspicious. Kind of crazy, ain't it? Updated legal standards for digital evidence. Digital traces are everything now. We need specialized procedures, faster warrants, improved cooperation from tech companies, and better international mechanisms to pull down abusive material and hold hosts accountable. When somebody posts images of CSAM or through platforms like Snapchat, Telegram, Discord, those platforms should be held accountable for it being on it. Period. So should the person posting it. That's what I'm saying. Reassess reunification and follow-up services. Step 6. When a child returns home, that should not be the end. It should be the beginning of a long-term plan with monitoring, therapy, substance abuse, treatment for parents if needed, and follow-up visits, not just a box checked on a calendar. Okay? Step 8. Support survivors for the long term. Healing isn't a single therapy. It is a lifelong project. We must fund mental health care that is trauma informed and free or low cost for survivors and families. Step 8. Hold institutions accountable legally and financially. When institutions shield abusers to protect reputation, consequences must follow. Accountability desensitizes cover-ups. Sorry. What's up, Wills? My youngest was hospitalized numerous times for his issues.
Damn.
One time they called CPS on me claiming I used him for manual labor. I told CPS if they didn't release him that I was prepared to sue. Manual labor, his only chore was to cut the freaking grass. Yeah. And that's what I like. And I bet you have had a nightmare with it since then. That's what it's this let's face the facts here, ladies and gentlemen. The CPS system was built and they get paid to remove children from homes. That's what they get paid to do.
Yep.
And it should be the opposite of that. They should get paid when they return children back to safe environments.
Yep. That is fucking actually facts. Right there, Sticky C. Right there, see that is facts right there. That's right there. It's
You're good. You're good. You're good, Wills. 100%. You're good. 100%, man. Says, hey, G2K, sorry I've been away. Wound up in rehab over the summer after crashing my wheelchair. LOL. Couldn't remember your channel
yeah.
name
Well,
until
shit
last
happens,
week.
homie.
Hey, you're good. Hey, you're good, Wills. You're good. I appreciate you being here now, and I hope you're getting better, bro. Hope you're getting better. Just saying. Okay. Wheels up. These are not magical. They are policy, funding, training, and moral courage. They cost money, time, and political will, but they cost less than the human price we keep paying. What's the price of a human being all screwed up for the rest of their life? You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
I got child abuse charges for my oldest son because I had him do sit-ups and push-ups and do late and laps around the trailer when he got in trouble. Well, that's yeah, it's ridiculous. I have a charge on my record that didn't even get seen by a judge. That'll always be on my record, and it's not a good one. Like, I got an injury to a child charge, and I didn't even touch my kids. You know what I mean? The system is broken. Like, I shouldn't have to have that on my record. Especially, my wife and I never even went in front of a judge for this crime because there was no crime committed. CPS came into my house when my house got raided for some bullshit and screwed our lives up. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, his special ed school called them on me all the time because I refused to bend over backwards for them. Got so bad they were calling several times a week. They mask helping the kids as legal kidnapping. Exactly. Wheels up. 100%. 100%. Okay. In closing, rising call, personal pledge, and community and asking the community. Okay. I want to leave you with this. Justice is not a single courtroom moment. Justice is a long table where children have chairs. Justice is the follow through. Justice is the one who calls again with the file saying closed and asks, is the child safe? Are they sleeping? Do they have a counselor? If you're a teacher, be the first line of defense. If you're a coach, watch. If you're a parent, trust your gut. If you work for an agency, do the job you promised to do. If you're a neighbor, don't let reputation trump a child's safety. We will not fix this by yelling alone. We will not fix it by rage that burns and disappears. We will not fix it by building networks of people who refuse to let a child's voice die in a file. So here's what I want from you guys today. When this show is over, do one thing. Make one call. Make one donation to a local child advocacy center. Make one email to your county commissioner and ask them what their CPS budget looks like. Make one small uncomfortable act that says, I will not let the system fail a child in my town. When we act, we make the system behave differently. Systems respond to incentives. Systems respond to oversight. Systems respond to pressure. So, bring the pressure. Bring the instances. Bring the clarity. Bring the willingness to accept insufficient evidence as a synonym for we did not look hard. We did not look hard enough. They put a capital letter on the word child and thought that would be enough. They filed the case with ink and thought ink could hold the truth. They sent a letter and measured a body in boxes. But the heart does not fit in boxes. So let the heart show them the wrongness of their boxes. Let the truth be too loud to ignore. Let every no evidence become an invitation to look harder, to hear longer, and to hold closer. Because if the system will not protect them, then the people will. If the courthouse will not hold the guilty, then we will build new courthouses out of stories, testimonies, and the raw courage of survivors who refuse to be quiet. We are not whispering anymore. We never were. We are not asking any longer. We are telling and we are doing. For the child who said please, for the children who were told to go back, for the children who learned shame as safety, we chose them. We choose them now. I don't know how to rally the troops good enough, I guess, to get shit done like this. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not a problem. It's an epidemic. It's messing with, it's ruining so many lives. As we sit here and speak about it today, there are children going through this exact same thing where the system has failed them. My wife is a victim first-handedly of the system failing a victim. 100%. It's some of the most ridiculous things I've had to hear in my life. How can somebody admit to doing this and still walk out of the courtroom free? That is a perfect example of how the system continually fails. And this was 35 years ago. Imagine how bad it is now, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine how bad it is now, ladies and gentlemen. It's time we quit sitting here on our screens and typing on our fucking keyboards, and it's time we stand up and start doing something. Yes, these Awareness Mondays and this stuff that I do on here, yes, it helps, but it's not enough. I can openly admit that to all of you guys. I have failed myself when it comes to this on my plans on what to do. When I started doing this, I didn't realize it was going to be as hard as it is. I didn't realize I was going to get so much pushback in a negative manner when I started doing this. But I will continue to fight and do this every single day until the day I die. Because unfortunately, human trafficking, child sex trafficking still exists. It happens. It's happening right now. And it'll happen in 5 years from now. It'll happen. What's that? Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
There's no magical wand that we can wave and just make it all disappear. And the biggest problem with that is the system has failed in every aspect of this topic.
It's also, you know what, drugs too, and men and women too, man. Who are being abducted, bro, too, man.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad shit.
Yeah. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year in the human trafficking industry.
Yep.
Industry, ladies and gentlemen. It's so enormous they call it an industry.
It's a big fucking money making fucking thing, bro. Just
yes.
You know what? Just like fucking, with dopers, bro. But hey, but yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes. Oh, this stuff gets me. It gets me amped up. It tears at my heartstrings. I know I could do more. Even I can tell you, I know I could do more. But I don't have enough people with me because it takes encouragement. It takes, I don't want to, I feel like a lot of times I'm going at this alone, you know what I mean? And I don't like that idea or whatever that one person's not going to make a difference. Well, it's true in this case. One single me is not going to make a difference for what we need to be done. I wish I could. I wish I had a fucking magic wand. I wish I had all these. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. But I'm trying to wave a magic wand now, and I'm trying. I'm really trying, and I need everybody's help, man, because we all know somebody who has had to go through this, whether they were
I
a
have.
parent.
Yep.
We all know, whether we want to admit it or not. We all know somebody who has gone through this. If we ourselves haven't had to go through it.
Yep. I have too, man. I've known family and friends who, well, dealt with with this kind of stuff
Yep.
too. So, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Even the fucking neighbor too. It's like, you know what? Well, like as a kid too. It's like, damn, man. Like, God damn. And then, well. I mean, look. I mean, not like all of it was just was sex, but well, also it was just being abused and shit, right? Why? Well, their parents were all fucked up all the time, and it's just like, damn, man, that's fucking,
Yep.
drugs and alcohol, and yeah, then hey, they would just eat, well, you know, hit their fucking, kids and their daughters and said, and then it's like, you know what, well, back in the day, and then it's like, what, long story short, I mean, it's like, well, after a while, it's like, well, you know, um, how can I say it, you um, you know, um, know the homie and everything, but then it's like, well, why there's there there's a reason why they don't want to go home. Why? Well, they will actually go home when their mom and dad is is all passed out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because why?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
of
I do.
abuse, bro. Yeah,
Yep. I do.
yeah,
I do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
man.
I get it, man.
Yeah,
And
they're all
there's
fucking hammered and
what's up,
shit.
ATS? What's up, my friend? Well, and VFV voice for victims. How are you? We have missed you as well, sweetheart. How are you, ATS?
What's going on, G2K?
Just
Yo,
another Awareness Monday, you know.
Yeah, I know. You know, a lot of kids back in the day were also told by their grandparents you're to be seen and not heard.
Uh-huh.
I was
Oh
told that
yeah,
as a
yeah, yep,
child.
yep, yep.
So when something happened to me, I didn't know
Grandmother.
who I could talk to because it was distilled in my brain to be seen and not heard.
Yeah,
Yep. Exactly. And
you're right about that. Yeah,
that's the way. That's not the okay way. That's not the okay way to go about it.
yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was with my dad the other day, and I was talking to him. We were arguing, and I said to my dad, I said, if you were there, I don't think what happened to me as a child would have happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
That's
broke
intense.
down.
That's intense, bro. And I'm sorry you had to go through that, man.
Yep. We both been through similar. Yours is, you know, we've gone through it. We fought through it. We're survivors.
Yeah.
We're here to spread awareness. We're here to talk about it. Let people know that they're not alone.
Yeah, we're here to be about it. We're here to be about it. You know what I mean?
I wish I could get involved in city council. I wish I could, but um, my violent past prevents me from doing certain things.
Even though you can't be a city council, you can still be an influence to your city council. Because far too often our city councils have meetings and all this kind of stuff that we're allowed to go to, that we can be a part of, and we just choose not to go. Even if the topic at hand is not what is on your mind, you can still be heard.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can still be
I'm
heard.
gonna have to look into these city councils.
Push that ATS, you're a big dude. Push that goddamn envelope, bro. Walk on the brink of handcuffs, homie. You know what? Make some goddamn noise. It's time we
I
do
will.
some shit, people. It's
That's a
time we
good
make
one.
a damn difference, dude.
That's a good
Look,
one.
I'm not afraid to go to jail. I'll go to jail for a child any day of the week. I don't give a shit. I don't care. And it's time we start shoving, not pushing, shoving back. Let all these people who have pushed the system to be neglectful as it is, push them into a corner and make them make a change, you guys. We got to do it, man. 381,000 incidents of child exploitation were reported to the NCMEC last year. That's a lot of pushing,
300
people.
300 and what?
81,000 incidences of child exploitation were
Oh
reported to
my
the
god!
NCMEC last year alone, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh shit!
That's
That's
double
fucking
that's
crazy.
double from the year before. Wait until 2025 comes out, and I guarantee you that 381,000 is doubled
500,000,
again.
right?
I bet you it's doubled. I bet you
Damn,
it's almost
dude, that's
700,000.
fucking insane.
I
Dude.
guarantee it. And why? Because people are afraid to be embarrassed. People are afraid to step up and say something. What is somebody going to think? I don't give a shit about my image, what people think about me. I'm going to scream what's right when it needs to be screamed when what's right. Period. I don't care. I've had enough of children just being shucked off and being pushed into horrible, horrible, horrible lives, man. It's time we make a goddamn difference, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't policies. This isn't theory. This is real life. The voices of survivors, the facts that try to hide, and the reality that too many kids are being sent right back into hell, ladies and gentlemen. We're exposing corruption, negligence, and complacency. We're calling for accountability because justice shouldn't depend on luck. It should depend on courage. If you care about kids, if you've ever wondered why so many cries go unheard, this episode will change the way you see everything. Watch, feel, share, and speak. Because silence is the system's best friend. And we're done with being silent, ladies and gentlemen. Mood Elevator. Oh my God. 20 G2K, 20 memberships. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. That is awesome and amazing, Moon Elevator. I love you and Scotty so much, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you so much, man. I almost got in tears right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even joking, dude. And we love you. We love you guys too, Mood Elevator.
We had that group on YouTube, that predator poacher group,
Yeah.
come through my hometown a couple months ago and catch somebody. And the only reason they got charged is because of how many followers and viewers they have for that show on YouTube.
Crazy, ain't it? Crazy, ain't it?
Oh, fuck.
It's bullshit, is what it is, dude.
Yep. It's a major bullshit right there, bro.
Like,
Man.
like when the FBI agents go into a home that they got tips on and they've done their private investigation and they know that this person is trafficking in child sexual abuse material and they go in there and they find hundreds and thousands of pictures of CSAM. That says I don't even know why they need to have a trial. Justice needs to be bold, and that's guilty. You can't deny that shit, ladies and gentlemen. It's real. Somebody's got 100,000 images on their phone or on their computer on these cloud storage fucking places. Like that is evidence enough to convict on the spot, and that's a death sentence. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you like me or hate. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't. This is what needs to happen in order for there to be a change. Desperate times call for drastic measures, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? Children of today are in such desperate times. 381 plus thousand incidences of child exploitation reported to the NCMEC last year alone, ladies and gentlemen. Last year alone, almost 500,000 children incidents were reported, ladies and gentlemen. That is a fucking issue. That is a problem. That is real, factual evidence, ladies and gentlemen. What do we do about it?
Oh, shit.
I would say also, if you talk to your children, probably talk to them like at least every other day or every other week or something, because they do forget fast. Like my son, for example, like it's a kid, man. He doesn't comprehend some stuff, and he'll start playing games or doing things that are not safe, and I have to give them a talk again, right? So it's just something to keep in mind because they kind of look over it when they're busy playing and doing their kid stuff, you know?
I'd like to say a child's mind is like a goldfish's mind. Every 30 seconds, it races and goes back to different stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Period. I mean,
yep,
it's short term, and
yep.
that's just
Yep.
how it is. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
just
else.
It's
because
just
I just
fucking
had it.
it's a sponge, bro.
Yeah,
Like a sponge and shit. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I mean, because I have it parental locked pretty well. Roblox. I know Roblox is an issue, and I agree it's an issue for a lot of people and stuff. But a lot of parents, a lot of people don't know um how to monitor it properly. But I'm like almost like a helicopter dad, I guess, a helicopter parent, and I monitor it like crazy. But I am a computer expert too, so um, he's been wanting to now get into Discord to do some
Oh
Roblox
no
stuff,
way.
and that's where I draw the line because that is actually one of the ways they hook the kids in on these Roblox games is through Discord, and
Yep.
that's the one thing I fucking shut down. No, no, you're not gonna do Discord. It's harder to monitor Discord than it is Roblox.
Yeah.
100. Yeah, so I had to give him a talk constantly over that because he keeps on saying my friends on Discord stuff. I'm like, well, dude, it's not safe. And I had to show him. I went into I went into the Discord for Roblox myself, and I was monitoring things and looking at things, and I saw they had like 500 and something people in this one, and probably 99% of them are adults. I mean, I doubt they're all kids. And especially with the name, you could tell a lot of times with usernames if they're a kid or if they're an adult a lot of the times. And I'm like, yeah, like they're telling you they're the creator or they're a creator of YouTube or they're a creator of a game that's on Roblox. It's probably not true. More than likely not true.
Yeah.
But I just been having to give them a talk about it, and it's like at least every other week or so. Um, and reassure him that I'm there for him, and if anything happens and anybody says don't tell me stuff, tell me. It's not like
That's
I'm
the
gonna get
stuff.
on to him.
That's the stuff that you do tell me.
Yeah.
When I don't care what it is. When somebody says don't tell your parents, don't tell an adult. That's you need. Or, yeah, when your kids are told keep this, they need to know when somebody tells them to keep a secret, or you that's what you tell. That's what you tell.
Mhm.
That's what you make sure you tell your parents or an adult. Let me run real quick over this real quick. There was 20 gift memberships. There were 20 memberships gifted out. The receivers of those memberships were Charlie Sending with Love, Gen C, Racing Stars 2, Well the Thing Is, Raditha, Miss Gothy, Ben 15, Jeff Cammy, Mary Jane Doe, Candy Rapper, Nikita, Moon Over Miami, Tales by Diesel, Misbehaving, Jim Coddington, Casey Jones podcast, Bits and Pieces, Joe, and Phoenix Blaze. All got memberships. Thank you very much, Moon Elevator. I really do appreciate it. So I'm gonna close this down. We're just over an hour. I'm gonna close it down, but Rich, Viper, and ATS, you guys can stay up here for a minute if you want. I kind of feel like Rich wants to have a conversation or something. I'm down to talk, Rich. So I'm gonna shut this down, ladies and gentlemen. Remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen. One child is one too many, and it's happening now to so many. It blows my mind. Okay. So, number one, try to love one another right now because you might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. In fact, there are people that are here today that won't get that chance to do so. So we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Number two, have the day you deserve to have. And number three, tell your friends about me because they're going to want to get to know. Get to know. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Middle Elevator, Scotty Butters, thanks for the memberships. I appreciate it. With that being said, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
A rato, homie.